Welcome to Coach Business, the podcast. I'm your host and coach, Caryn Gillen. And today we have the great pleasure of getting to have a coaching session happen live. We have Catherine Van Wert here, and she is a coach and she helps other coaches amplify their skills in communication for client connection, among other things. And I know that's consistently evolving. But Catherine, can you say hi and tell us like what you would love to be coached on today?
Hello, and thank you for having me, Caryn. Um, yes, I would love to get coached on um, the thought that everything is taking too long and I'm losing my momentum. And to give a little context to this, I'm currently in a master's of social work program, and I'm learning so many good things. And I want to convey the things, at least some of the things that I'm learning to coaches, because as a certified coach as well, I can see how what I'm learning can directly correlate and help life coaches to be more effective with their clients. But I'm struggling with the course load, family life, and it's causing me to lose momentum, or at least
Mhm.
that is the thought that I'm having. So I'd love to tackle that.
Yeah. I think it's fun to think about how we know we have momentum. So I'd be curious, like, what does momentum feel like or look like for you?
Momentum feels like adrenaline,
Hmm.
and it looks like being able to sit down for 8 hours and just pound out everything that I'm thinking, take like massive action. Um, and so, with this process not feeling like that type of adrenaline, a, it feels like driving a Pinto on an Autobahn. It feels like I'm going so slow and everything is passing me by, and I'm just like in my little fuel efficient car and I can't pick up the speed. Um, I'd rather be like in Formula One, just boom, going. So momentum feels like adrenaline and excitement.
Hmm. But you have this awareness of things passing you by. That's other cars, I'm imagining, right?
Hmm. It feels like time. Yeah, the other cars are not other people, but it's time. Just watching it kind of dissipate, slip away, pass me by, and I feel that I'm still in the same spot because it's inching forward versus really going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you going nowhere?
No, I'm not going nowhere, but the journey is a little painful because I would love to go faster.
Yeah, I hear
And
that.
and I think given that feeling of adrenaline is probably one of my favorite feelings, it does make it feel like somatically like kind of unsatisfying. And I think that that's where the momentum and the motivation even to be satisfied with a little bit creeps in.
Yeah, totally. So it sounds like you know what speed and momentum feel like. It's something that you like, that you've had in the past.
Mhm.
It works for you. You desire it right now. Are there any good reasons to not have momentum right now?
I'm sure there are. So let me think it through. I think with, huh, well, it could be a really good lesson in taking things more slowly and maybe being more deliberate or selective. Um, Maybe in narrowing the scope of what I want to cover. Um, it could teach me patience. um, so, and two, I think that everything that we learn, we can also pass on to the people around us and the clients that we serve. So, um, taking this experience forward and learning how to have this relationship with my business in a different way could expand how I'm able to perform.
Hmm.
So I could see those things being beneficial.
Okay.
The feeling of it is not as satisfying right now, but
Yeah,
I think I could probably keep in mind what I just said and find a different way to appreciate and feel satisfied.
you could. I also think like it's just good to check out both sides of the coin, right? You clearly like and desire speed. There's you also can find wisdom here, which you just did really quickly. But if we're someone who likes momentum,
Hmm.
are there ways you can have that even when, because it's, in your life right now, you have life, family, education, and business. So you have a lot of tracks you're running at the same time, a lot of lanes on this Autobahn for you.
Hmm.
And I think it's really great when we get to have a little bit of what we want. So I'm just wondering, like, is there anywhere where momentum could be easy for you right now?
Hmm. If there is, I've had a hard time finding it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm.
Are you aware, just so we know what's present, if momentum isn't here, what is? What is
Mm.
that emotion or feeling, felt experience of life?
Yeah, it feels like stalling out. It feels, I guess it feels like kind of like going uphill or against gravity. It's so there's not a flow. There's not just hitting my stride.
Yeah. It's
So
more
that's
labored.
what it, mhm, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay. I'm also aware you are in an educational program, which is
Mhm.
designed to change us,
Yes.
which is laborious, right? Like to really immerse yourself in I mean, getting a master's program, I have one. I remember it being a thing, an immersive experience. Is it possible to have like, do you get into the learning and education and that really kind of slows things down and it's more methodical? You have to check yourself and think more and do more research, that kind of stuff. Does it feel that way when you move over into business mode, or does business
Mm.
mode, because they're so related, feel the same as school?
No, they don't feel the same as school. And I think the big distinguishing factor is that everything is laid out for school.
Mm.
There's 5 different syllabi. There's a clear cut end and beginning. There are non-negotiable due dates. There are expectations. And for business, that is all self-created. And and I think that might be part of the struggle as well. And I did think to myself, okay, I'm going to create my own syllabus. And that is a process that I've started, but again, it's taking a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so um it sounds like I might just have to make peace with the not having that type of momentum that I want
Yeah.
because I am creating it, but it's it's different because I'm the creator of it versus the recipient of it. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Whole different load.
hmm.
Yeah. So in each arena, you have kind of a big piece of work that makes you like have to slow down and be really thoughtful. One is the creation, and the other is just the doing of the thing.
Right. And I would
Yeah.
say too, the doing part of this program is it's cognitively exhausting, but it's also emotionally
Right.
exhausting because within social work, it the main focus is social justice and we're talking about poverty and oppression and um, marginalized communities. And so I do think that plays a role in the amount
Hmm.
of energy that I have left or the so far the challenge with building momentum
Yeah.
for the other side. But but I really do want to. And I do think
Yeah.
there is so much to it that could be extremely valuable for coaches.
Right.
Um, but there is definitely some depletion
Hmm.
happening.
Definitely. Yeah. Is there any part of you that's comparing your experience of right now to how it used to be when you were in business?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
fair?
Are we? I don't know if we're really fair to ourselves a lot. Um, I, um, I'm sure it's not fair to do that, but it was so fun, and so it was like a lot of momentum, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of just excitement. Um, for the my first iteration of business. So yeah, it's not fair because I didn't have nearly the things that I have going on now.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not, but I do, I, of course I wish it was like that. Like that was
Yeah. I get the
it
desire
was
for it.
fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Momentum is so fun.
Yeah,
Even thinking about like sledding, that's all momentum. That's super fun.
right.
Anytime we get to like release the drag and really get into flow and go. Yeah. Like there's some it just feels really clear that that's something that would be fun to have. And I'm wondering about that your relationship to wanting it
Hmm.
is wanting it helpful right now?
No,
Okay. So this isn't like we should go into the like, how can you create 20 minutes of momentum a day? It's more like, how can we relate to the fact that now is not maybe the time to want it?
not the momentum. Yeah, I think building a different relationship with how business building should feel,
Mm,
exploring a, a wider range of emotions,
okay.
um, and probably redefining or, yeah, expanding, redefining what momentum is
Hmm.
because it doesn't have to just be speed and caffeine and
Adrenaline.
adrenaline. Yeah.
Well, and if
Although
we,
I tell you that just that it's even exciting to say that. So
yeah,
I I am sure I'm going to mourn a little bit, but that's okay. I think just knowing that, like, okay, this is a process.
yeah,
Let's do the growth. Oh, see, there you go. This is growth, and that's a good thing. I can get
yeah.
excited about growth.
Okay. Okay, cool. So there's a reframe here that works for you.
Hmm.
Because if we use that analogy of you're in the Pinto and you're on the Autobahn, you were really focused on the fact that there were things speeding by and things slipping past,
Hmm.
right? But that's really aware of how the other things around me are different than how I am. But
Hmm.
if you come into the Pinto, you're like, I have a fuel efficient car. I am learning. I am growing. Like, what are the other affirming of where you are things that are also true?
That is a great reframe. Um, the other things that are true, I'm still going to get there.
You're
And
totally going to get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also in about a year and a half, I might be able to trade the Pinto out
Yeah.
after I graduate.
Yeah.
Um, I might be able to upgrade, right?
Uh-huh.
Or
Back to
I
some
might
German auto.
not, mm, or I might not think it's as important then as I
Hmm.
do now.
Right.
So, yeah, I think j being present and being in the Pinto for sure. And keeping my eyes ahead, like forward, knowing that I am moving. And I think appreciating the movement,
Yeah. You're still on
which,
the Audubon for crying out loud.
yeah. And you know what's funny is this immediately makes me think of something that I did learn in my social work program, um, where one of the things, if you don't mind me sharing,
Sure away.
when we work with children, we often say, don't do this or don't do that. And what I've learned in my practicum is the minute a child does what you want them to do, the instant you see any change, you immediately reinforce that with, yes, that exactly, that's exactly right.
Right.
You don't say that that's what you should have been doing the whole time. You don't,
Right.
discourage it. Just you are clear about where we're going. And then the instant that change is made, it is immediately rewarded and
Mhm.
reinforced. And so, the and it excites me to say that, right? And
Yeah.
so, or to share that. So I think
Mhm.
that reminding myself to do that for myself too
Yeah.
is that's going to be part of the shift of not looking outwardly, looking inwardly, being in my little pinto, and then sharing what I just shared to other people with
Hmm.
you. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that comes to mind for me is like when I'm in a car, I don't see what I see when I'm on a bike. When I'm on a bike, I don't see what I see when I'm on a walk, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
at every
Mm-hmm.
different speed, we get to appreciate different things. And when you're
A great
flying
point.
on adrenaline, it is so fun and you miss things. And oftentimes we break things when we're there, right? Which is just like one of our modes of operating. So I love that. Like the thing I want to praise in you and that learner part of you is like you are finding different gears to work in. Your Pinto
Mm-hmm.
doesn't just have one gear. All these cars come with 5 gears and reverse, right? And you can be in neutral sometimes, but the car still works. The car is still amazing, right?
This is a great analogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for breaking
Yeah.
it.
No, this is really good. And I'm definitely feeling an appreciation for taking it more slowly. And I didn't think
Mhm.
I was going to be able to at the start of the conversation, but I actually feel excitement. And I don't want to overly rely on the emotional component because I can see where, okay, well, if I can't be excited, then that's going to be another
Right.
problem. But I am going to enjoy it. Like I do, I'm going to enjoy that I'm feeling excited now and maybe be able to access it a little bit more easily with the
Hmm.
reframe. So remembering the reframe,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
helpful.
And hey, you're doing a lot right now.
I am.
And you're
And
doing it for
that's
good
exciting.
reasons. Yeah, it's exciting. Like like you are living, you are going slow at the pace of the choice that you made for your life.
Hmm.
Like how it
That's a
doesn't get
great
much
point.
more empowering than what you're doing right now.
Well, thank you. This is great, Karin. You honestly have such a gift at helping to reframe or to summarize, to make a fine point. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. And thanks for coming here and sharing it. I really appreciate you letting all of us in because I think that the pace of life and how we feel about that is like a big part of living. Like how we think things
definitely.
should be faster or how we should slow down because the kids are growing up too fast. Or, we all have the stories about time that impact us greatly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just within business building. I think it's just the idea that we should really be present
Yeah.
where we're
And how
at.
hard it
So,
is to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So if I were to put a piece of homework on it or leave you with an
Hmm.
inquiry, I think it would be take it or leave it. But like to watch out for the invitations to pull you out of the Pinto. Like
Hmm.
you're going to see someone going fast and thinking that's the right way, or you're going to see someone wanting to slow you down, but that's not your pace either. You're going to get life has all these invitations that give us an option to look at our life differently. And not all of them are helpful, even if they're good things. So just notice like there's an invitation that pulls me away from excitement, growth, groundedness, whatever I'm in right now. But it doesn't have to be like even the good things don't have to take us away from right where we are.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I think that for me, just probably for now, keeping my eyes forward and having just a central focused goal and not paying attention
Yeah.
to the interruptions or the invitations right now until I really get a good pace,
Mm-hmm.
I think would be actionable. So I will, I'll take that assignment.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Thank you for being here and for sharing. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you again to Catherine for being here and for helping us all step into that reminder that life is always going to have its own pace. And then we're going to have our expectations. And then others are going to have their expectations of us. And then we're all going to try to reconcile that and do it in a way that works. And I think so often in business building, we are not where we want to be most of the time, actually. Because if you have a goal, then that means you're headed somewhere, right? But I think the experience we have of being a person with a goal, being a person who knows they're going somewhere, but still enjoying the road is a part of entrepreneurship. The road is the point. So if you can figure out how to get in that Pinto, make it work for you, get some good tunes on, and keep going in the right direction, you're going to have a better time. All right. Thanks for being here. Make sure you rate and review the podcast. It really helps us. And go ahead and share this coaching with a friend if it would be helpful for them. All right. Talk to you soon.